Hi, I'm Ryan Palmer, gear editor with Bike Magazine, and today we're up in Whistler and we're checking out the new Specialized Harookz Enduro. The new Enduro is it's got a little bit more travel. This is the 29-inch version, which is also 650 plus. There is no 27 plus spec with the new Enduros. You can get it as a 29er or 650B. It has 165 millimeters in the back, so they bumped it up a bit with a 160 fork. And Specialized is also slackened the head angle like by 1.5 degrees from 67.5 to 66. But in order to combat that and keep the bike's climbing ability, they've actually gone and steepened the seat angle to 76 degrees. And what that does is allows the rider to get into a really aggressive climbing position. And it makes this bike just fire up climbs. It's amazing. With a bike that has this much travel with these bigger wheels, it's insane how planted the front end stays on climbs. Like, you can just rally up the climbs. It's amazing. I think it climbs almost as well as the Stumpy or the Camber. They've added the SWAT door on the down tube, so just like the Stump Jumper that was released last year, you can open up that chamber and you can throw snacks, you can throw tools. It's Specialized SWAT idea, which is essentially taking the weight off your body and kind of putting it in the bike and storing it in useful, kind of clever ways. Moving on, talking about the new frame, not only is there that SWAT door in the down tube, but if you notice the rear end on the Pro and the S-Works models is full carbon, which is a first for this bike. If you look down there towards the crank, you'll notice that's a threaded bottom bracket. It's really cool to see one of the biggest brands on the land going back to BSA, threaded bottom brackets. That's rad. Another really cool feature that Specialized has done with the Enduro here, which mechanics are gonna love, is that every single pivot bearing is the exact same size. Doesn't matter where it's at on the bike, it's gonna be the same size. So you can just buy a bunch of one size bearing and you're good to go. They've changed the cable routing a bit. So you've got internal routing, which is fully tubed down the down tube. So all you have to do is thread the housing down the tube and it'll pop out at the other end. What they've also changed is now the rear brake and the rear derailleur come out on the side of the bike instead of coming out on the bottom of the down tube and looping underneath the bottom bracket. I think it's just a nice addition to clean this bike up a bit. Let's get down to price here. This is the S-Works version. It's their highest end stuff. And it's $8,500 for a bike that has XX1 Eagle, custom suspension, full carbon hoops. It's actually a pretty good deal. But I mean, let's face it, if you're spending $8,500 on a bike, you don't really need a deal, do you? If you're at that price bracket, I mean, you're at that price bracket, right? Overall, having spent a few days riding this bike, I'm really impressed. They've taken what was already an incredibly capable and well-rounded bike and made it even more so. All right, well, I'm gonna go crush some more laps on this sucker. Thanks for tuning in.